Hi Stage 3 and welcome to Mental Multiplication Strategies with Mrs. Lindeback. The learning intention today is I will understand how to use mental strategies to multiply numbers by 1 and 2 digit numbers. So what I'll be showing you today is how to use different mental strategies when you come across a multiplication question. And some of those strategies we've actually looked at in addition and subtraction, like the split strategy, the compensation strategy, and doubling. So here we go. Let's have a look at the first strategy. Right, mental strategy number 1 is the split strategy. So let's look at this question together. Now the star here is to tell you the rules that you should follow when you're doing the split strategy with multiplication. So the first thing you need to do is break up the number that you've been given into its different place values. So you can see for this question, we have some tens place values and some ones. So I've gone ahead and worked this example out for you so you can see what to do. So 46 take away 8. Let's break that up. We break the 40 up into the number 40 and the number 6. So we get 40 times 8 plus 6 times 8. So I've just broken it up into the tens and the ones, and I've only done that for the 2-digit number here. Now I work that out. 40 times 8. Good way to do that is to go 4 times 8, add the 0 on the end. We get 320. Okay, plus 6 times 8, you need to know your tables here. It's 48, which gives us 46 times 8 is 368. So what we've done in each step is break up the number into the place values. Okay, we've multiplied each part and then we've recombined the parts to get the answer or the product. Let's have a look at another question. Now this question seems a little bit trickier because it's got two 2-digit numbers, but in fact we just need to follow the same steps. Okay, so let's break the number up into its place value. We're going to break up 36 into 30 and 6 and 23 into 20 and 3. You can see here I've done that earlier. Now each time I'm multiplying by the same number. So 30 times 20 and 30 times 3. So I'm timing both of them by 30. I've also got 6 times 20 and 6 times 3. So you can see I've broken both numbers up into their different place values. Okay, then I go ahead and multiply each part. So 30 times 20, 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 2 zeros is 600. 30 times 3 is 90, because 3 times 3 is 9, plus your 0 is 90. 6 times 2 is 12, plus the 0 is 120. And last of all, 6 times 3 is 18. Now what you go ahead and do is recombine all of these by completing an addition. You could do a stacking, okay, so a written strategy to work that out. And our answer is, if you're following along, 828. So even whether it's a 1-digit number or a 2-digit number, you can follow the same 3 rules and get success with this strategy. So now it's your turn. See if you can follow the tips I've taught you and the steps from the strategy before. Make sure you pause the video now. You can go back and look at how I taught you how to do the strategy. But what I want to see is, are you able to do this strategy on your own? So have a go. Pause the video now. Alright, I hope you paused the video. We're going to go down and see if you've got the same answer as me. So remember, we split it into the tens and the ones. So we've got 40 times 5 plus 2 times 5. We've split 42 into the tens and the ones. Multiply each part. 40 times 5, 4 times 5 is 20, plus the 0 is 200, and 2 times 5 is 10. Remember, your last step is to combine it all together through addition. So 42 times 5 is 210. Well done if you got the right answer. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, some of the things that you could do was go back and re-watch the video, or you could ask your teacher for some help. Right, going on to mental strategy number 2. All right, mental strategy number 2 you should also be familiar with. It's called the compensation strategy. You might remember it as the strategy that you use when you're rounding, in addition to round and then calculate and then change it back. So I'm going to show you how to use this in multiplication. Again, we've got the star to give us the rules for what we need to do. All right, so here's our question. We've got 7 times 68. Okay, we need to do it mentally. We might not have a written form of paper to do this. So we're trying to work out a strategy to do that. Okay, so with the compensation strategy, the first thing you do is adjust one number by building it up or building it down. So here we've got 7 times 68. We're going to build up the number 68 to 70 because that makes our multiplication much easier. So we're going to write that down. 7 times 60. Here it is. Okay. Then we have to take away the extra 7s that we added on. So between 68 and 70, there's 2 extra 7s that we added on. So we're going to take away 7 times 2. All right, that's first step. Okay, so we've adjusted one number up and down, and then we've compensated for it here to compensate for our adjustment. So let's do step 2, multiply the parts. 7 times 70 is 490. You can do 7 times 7 and add the 0. Take away 7 times 2. You need to know your tables here, that's 14. So 7 times 68 is 476. Right, we're going to do the same part again. Okay, now we're going to try and do it together. So see if you can do it in your book with me. So number 1, we're going to adjust one number by building up or down. Have a look at the question and think about which number would be best to do and whether you would build it up or build it down. Hopefully you said the number 42. Okay, we're going to build that down. Okay, because it's closest to the number 40. And then we're going to multiply 40 by 6. Okay, so here it is. We've got that part, 40 times 6. Now, because we took away 2 from the number, we now need to add them back. So plus 2 times 6. Compensate for the adjustment that you made. So to round, you took away 2 lots of 6. So you need to add them back. Then you multiply each part. 40 times 6, do it with me. 4 times 6 is 24 plus a 0 is 240 plus 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Hopefully you're following along. Now we add it all together. We'll adjust the product. 240 plus 12. We've got 252. Right, now it's your turn to put this strategy into practice. Have a go with this question. Pause the video now. If you're unsure, remember you can go back and look at what I just explained to you, but have a go, see if you can do this mental strategy on your own. All right, hopefully you pause the video and that you've gone through the steps by writing them down in your maths book or on a mini whiteboard. And here we go. Round it up, 69 to become 70. Okay, and by rounding up, we added an extra 5, so we need to take that away as well. So we should have got 350, take away 5 is 345, and that's our answer. If you got it right, well done. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, don't worry. You can always watch this video again, or you could get some help from your teacher. All right, strategy number 3, and this is our last mental strategy that we're going to look at in this video. Alright, so again looking at the star, if you're not exactly sure what to do, so what you need to do is break the number into multiples of 2, 4 or 8. Luckily our multiplication is already in an 8, so we just need to go ahead and double as required. So first of all, 27. Double 27, so that's 27 times 2. Double 20 first if we need to, that's 40. And double 7 is 14, so that gives us 54. Now that means so far we've times 27 by 2. Okay, we need to keep track of how many times we've done it. Alright, so double again. Okay, if we double it again, we add 2 more multiplications. So now we've times 27 by 4. Okay, doubling 54, if you double 50, that's 100. And you double 4, that's 8. Add them together, 108. Okay, last of all, we're going to double it again. Okay, now because we've multiplied it 4 times and we're going to double it, we add on 4. So now we've actually multiplied it 8 times. Okay, so double it, double 100 is 200, and double 8 is 16, which gives us 216. Let's have another go together. Okay, 53 times 4. Now we need to break numbers into multiples of 2, 4 or 8. Luckily for us, we're already multiplying by 4. So this is a really good question to use the doubling strategy in. Alright, so if we double it once, we've multiplied it 2 times. Okay, so keep track of that, remember. Double 53, okay. Double 50 is 100 and double 3 is 6. Add them together, we get 106. Now we're going to double it again. So doubling 2 is 4, okay, which means after this time, we will have multiplied our number 4 times and we can stop. So doubling 106, double 100 is 200, and double 6 is 12. So you should have got 53 times 4 is 212. Alright, now it's your turn. Okay, have a go at this question. Pause the video now so you can check that you can do it on your own. Okay, here's the question. Pause the video now and have a go in your maths book. Alright, hopefully you got the same answer as me. Okay, so you can see I've doubled it twice. Double 2 is 4, so I've doubled it 4 times. Double 4 is 8, so I've doubled it 8 times. And the answer is 208. Hopefully you got it right. Don't worry if you didn't. You could go back and have a look at the examples, or you could ask me or your teacher for help. My last pointer for you before we end the video is always consider which strategy would be best for the question you are giving. Sometimes the compensation is best because the number's closest to the nearest 10. Sometimes doubling is best because you've already got a multiple of 2, 4 or 8. And sometimes split is better because the other rules don't lend themselves. So always consider which strategy will be best, and good luck with your secondary task.